the astronomy studies is what gave rise to physics. And some of what happened in physics, right, came from Isaac Newton, who was then going to bring calculus. So ultimately, science and mathematics owes a lot back to the Bible. Are you looking for a math curriculum that teaches your child the concepts of mathematics from counting to calculus and beyond, where your children are learning based on mastery? Is your school looking for a classical math curriculum, a curriculum based on classical education on the quadrivium of arithmetic and geometry and music and astronomy, and we show all of the connections, right? The beautiful thing about the quadrivium is that integrative nature of understanding. Knowledge should not be isolated into segments. The current education system, the modern education system, is expired. And what we need to go back to is the classical education model. Not only go back to the classical education model, we need to go back and learn from the masters. There's people from the scientific revolution, Isaac Newton, James Clerk Maxwell, who came after, Michael Faraday. We need to help our students to understand the context that gave rise to the concepts when it comes to mathematics. And so when you have things like AI, the question becomes, can we keep the same standards we had before AI? I don't think so. I don't think it makes sense. And here's why. Because what subject does AI perform the best in? Objective subjects like mathematics, logic, computer science, and physics, right? And so when AI is trained to do well in these arenas, and you have students who have that in their pockets, how can we still be asking them 1 + 1, if you see what I mean? So what I want to encourage schools to realize is that the quadrivium and that integrative knowledge of mathematics is going to be key for the next frontier of science, mathematics, technology, engineering, and so on and so forth. But we shouldn't learn mathematics for its applicability alone. We need to recognize that math is beautiful. We need to recognize that math is beautiful. And if math is beautiful, then how do we help students to see this, see the wonder in mathematics? I mean, you look at the universe, right? And the Bible says in Psalm 19, verse 1, the heavens declare the glory of God. Day after day, they pour forth speech. There's something there, if you really pause and think about it. The heavens, the astronomy studies is what gave rise to physics. And some of what happened in physics, right, came from Isaac Newton, who was then going to bring calculus. So ultimately, science and mathematics owes a lot back to the Bible. And we see that in the scientific revolution. We're going to discuss that more in the quadrivium curriculum. The fact that the scientific revolution was caused by several key factors. Number one, of course, the printing press gave a platform for wars to come. Number two, the Reformation and the work of Martin Luther increased the opportunity for literacy in the 1500s. Number three, Copernicus comes along. Did you know all three things happened within 100 years, by the way? About 1450, 1517, and 1550. Now, Copernicus, I would argue, had written his work back in the 1520s or around that. So we can argue that from about 1450 to 1520, something was happening. Then you got Galileo and Kepler. Oh man, the world was ready for a revolution. And then in 1642, the year that Galileo died, on Christmas Day, Isaac Newton was born. So many students are learning math without any context for why the ideas even exist, or the philosophical underpinnings for why those ideas can even work. That's what we're trying to do, trying to redeem mathematics. We want to raise the next generation of scientists, mathematicians, and engineers who also know the history and philosophy of science, logic, and theology. Join me as we redeem mathematics and science and bring it back to the fundamentals and help every child reach the highest potential. So calculus in my world is the starting point. Everybody needs to do calculus as a given. Let's go beyond. Let's do discrete math and statistics and probability and data science and differential equations and calculus 2 and calculus 3 for fun. Why? Because math is beautiful. Follow our work on Counting to Calculus on YouTube, Counting to Calculus on LinkedIn, and we are excited to bring this to the world by the grace of God. Take care and have a blessed day.